Okay, it seems to be working finally. So I'm a bit late today because my camera died. So the quality will be a bit weird today. I still have camera, but well, it does weird things. You'll see. Yeah, it's like it's either this or flickering that is absolutely horrendous. So we'll go with this one. After all, you can see the what's happening on iPad, so it's fine, I guess. Or not? I don't know. It kind of looks a bit too bright, I think. Just a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. For some reason, it just decided that it wants new drivers. For some reason. And those don't work very well. What can we do? Something like that, maybe. Okay, good enough. Okay, so today we are doing comics. That's my... What the hell? What's wrong with this camera? Okay, I'll just try not to pay attention to it. So, that's my comic. This is somewhere in the middle of second chapter. Right now I published the first one. The beginning of the second one will be up on Friday, but I'm kind of doing a bit of buffer right now, so I need to work in advance. That's what I'm doing right now. And I removed all the text, obviously, for like spoiler purposes. Right now it's still in exposition, so it's nothing all that spoilery, it's just like people talking. And this is the main character, this dude. I was doing his portrait last time I streamed a week ago. That's him. I mean, here he doesn't look like he's supposed to look. He is a bit too anime looking. I don't mind, his stylized anyway, so doesn't matter. So plan for today: do backgrounds. I do not like drawing backgrounds for many reasons. And then shading on the characters, some highlights, and that's pretty much it. Maybe I'll do 2 more pages. As you can see, I already have characters drawn, but not shaded, it's just flat colors. And yeah, main focus for today is backgrounds, and boy do I not like drawing backgrounds. For pretty obvious reason, because unless it's like establishing shot when there's some, I don't know, something very cool happening, nobody looks at them for longer than, I don't know, a second. If there are characters in the frame and they're talking, then backgrounds are just there. You only notice them if they're bad. So it's kinda a lot of extremely diminishing returns when you work on backgrounds. It's like if you spend too much time on them, it's just worth nothing, because nobody pays attention anyway. Yeah. What's this layer? Do I need it? No. So, yeah, backgrounds. This 3, if you can see which one I'm pointing at, this one, and this one, have very simple background, just the wall basically. So there will be some color changes because of the window is on one side, so one part of it will be more bright and colorful, for the color of the sky, and the other is just the wall basically. But this one, well, that's the window. It's triangular shape. As if you watched other streams or like read the comic, then I already mentioned it, that there will be a lot of just triangular shapes in there. So yeah, the window is also triangular. And I'll start with the sky. For now, I'll just do the sky for the whole frame, then I'll just slap the wall on top of it. That's faster this way. Since I'm working in Procreate on iPad in kinda big files, just big resolution, there is this problem that is very well known for anybody who works in big resolution files on iPad and Procreate, is that you don't have enough layers. Just normally I do 4 pages at a time in one file, but that means I have only 11 layers, and as you can see I have like already there's what, 7 of them, and like I need more. Not way more, I kinda already used to it, that it's used to this limitations in layers, so I kinda getting around it in many different ways, but still it's very limiting. Because it's way easier to just start new layer, draw whatever you need there, merge it with whatever was below that, and build from there. But if you don't have enough layers, you can do that. You either need to join whatever layers you already have, and you often can't, because like in this particular case I have like what, 4 just technical layers, and I'll have more of those that like I can't merge because they are on different different modes. So like layout, like gutters, borders, balloons, it's like on normal. Then I have noise texture on multiply. Then I have this my thingy that how do you call it? It's on lighten mode. It's basically takes all the darkest parts of the image and replaces it with whatever color you have here. So whatever is darker than like this dark brown will become the same color. I use it to separate text and borders from image itself. For the image, this becomes black. But again, if you read the first chapter, there are parts that are still black color, like black, not this lightened one. It's so I keep black for technical parts and for monsters. Monsters have just black textures, black elements, while the everything else is kind of lighter than that. So I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. It's not the easiest thing, but well. I'm not sure if I want this a bit darker actually. I mean, we'll see, I'll recolor it again anyway. This is the case when I need separate layer. I want to do the wall. So we have this triangular window frame. Oops. Now we... Well, actually, no, I need a bit of texture there. I wanted to... Oh, maybe I'll do... I don't know. Backgrounds. Like... You have to spend at least some time on them, so they don't look horrendous, because bad backgrounds are kinda just jumps in your face when you see them. Even if they... Like, you never look at just normal background, because the background itself doesn't do much. Of course, it has its how to say, it changes the composition. That spending a lot of time just on details for your backgrounds doesn't really change much. So I can spend like an hour or 2 hours just working on this background, and it won't make a difference in terms of how long the reader spends looking at it. There are really bad backgrounds, obviously, if for example there's some 3D assets used that doesn't that don't match the style of like characters themselves. Like if you can see that it's obviously a 3D asset that isn't colored properly, that isn't like in the same style as characters, it's just it's isn't colored in the same palette, in the same just lighting basically. Because a lot of times when you see backgrounds, if it's like 3D, it's usually there is no color grading at all, and that's how you can always just tell if it's an asset or something. They all are the same colors, no color grading, no some additional shading or something, nothing. That's bad. Also you can see if it's like bad, if it's just flat gradient without also, so just like one color to like white, for example, you can see just gradient with no texture, no nothing. That's also, and again, you can make it work still. If it's like a close-up of a character who just talks about something, even just gradient can work. Even just blank background can work. Like you have a character and nothing else there, and it's fine, it will work. So spending too much time on backgrounds is absolutely pointless. And it's kind of sad because I often see a lot of like really good comic with just so great backgrounds, but I need to make like this conscious effort to look at them. Like even if I know that it's even if I like the creator's work in general, I know that they're like really good, really talented person and have great backgrounds. I usually read the page, then I return to look at backgrounds just because like I respect their work. But that's not the case for most of readers. So basically drawing some complex and cool backgrounds is mostly to flex on other artists, I would say. Which, nothing wrong with that, I guess. But like, if you want just to tell your story and not like die while doing so, simplifying backgrounds sometimes it's like the best idea, just because it takes so much time to do them, and doesn't really add much. Like, you can have good composition without like super detailed stuff. Just go for more abstract look and it still will convey whatever you want to convey. Which is kind of sad, because I don't know. That's, I guess, why there are so many instances of when you have just very, very detailed, absolutely amazing establishing shot in the like beginning of the chapter, and then just gradients throughout all like 100 pages or something. Because all the effort was put in this one thing that maybe will get more attention than a few seconds, maybe, if you like it, maybe not. So that's why I don't like working on backgrounds. I don't like the process because it's very technical. It's like all the creative stuff in backgrounds you kind of do when composing stuff. So once you get your composition down, that's just basically just doing technical work with like perspective shading and all that stuff. It's not that creative after that. Not that many creative decisions. It's just craftsmanship, I'd say, which won't pay out anyway because nobody looks at it longer than a few seconds. So yeah, that's my rant about backgrounds, I guess. It's kind of sad, I don't know. On the other hand, maybe it's good because it allows to save time, because like if you already know that nobody looking at them long enough, then like why bother? You can spend more time just doing more fun stuff. Maybe I'm too early for this lighting stuff, but also obviously actually I still have layers, so I can do it. Usually I just have one layer for light. It's on add. In Photoshop it's called color dodge add. Here you can see they are like separated between color dodge and add. And add is more vibrant. It preserves color. It doesn't just bleach it into white. Usually I just have one layer for this stuff because again I have limited amount of layers, but well, first of all I split my file into two parts, so I don't need to worry about layers all that much, yeah, so I just keep them separately. This is for highlights on the glass because so we have sun hitting from like, how can I show it? It's like there somewhere, but obviously behind the wall, and it's looking at the window, but not, it's like at an angle. Oh hey, I have chat, I see. Okay, sorry, I do not want the... what's it called? This stuff. I mean, thanks for the for the ads. How do I remove it? Please don't spam. Okay, I don't know how to remove it. Sorry. Well, that's fine. I'm a noob here. Guess it'll stay on the screen for some time until it vanishes. So does it vanish? Wait. I was going to... Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, what was I talking about? Backgrounds, right? Yeah. So what do I want here? I need to add a city. Yeah, it's kind of cool to have just 2 pages at once. Have more layers. I can comfortably create as much layers as I want. Not as much as I want, I would put more, but anyway. Let's hide the sketch. So I'm not gonna do very detailed background here. I will have it a bit later, where it's not covered by word balloons. Because here, like, even if I do some detailed stuff, it won't be visible, and then again, no one will look at it all that much anyway. So why bother? So I'm just gonna do some very abstract looking buildings. It's kind of skyscrapers, but like not our skyscrapers, since it's not our world necessarily. So they have a bit more complex shapes, but then again, you can't see them that much. They just kinda there, just to indicate that they are there somewhere. But I will not detail them here. They will be more detailed later. And also I had like one big establishing shot, not one actually, there were more than one, at the very beginning of the chapter, which you'll see this Friday. So you'll kind of understand what this all about. Yeah, what is this place? I guess it's fine. It does what it should, and I also need the reflections. Again, technically, there doesn't need to be reflections of these characters on the glass, because it's pretty bright light outside, but it's also bright light inside, and I just like to draw reflections on glass. If I have glass somewhere, I want to draw reflections. So it's again one of those things that when you spend too much time on stuff you don't need to do on your backgrounds. I don't know, I have reflections on previous pages, which you won't see right away. It will be on February 20th. That's his reflection, kinda very blurred, kinda, and then her reflection should be behind him with this angle there somewhere. It kinda obscures him a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't actually. Maybe I should. Maybe move it a little bit. Is it separate layer? Yeah. So if that's him. That's him. Okay. I mean, yeah, she. No, they're like. They can be kind of clumped together actually, because he is walking past her, so they're pretty close. So she'll be here somewhere. Again, it's very just to indicate that it's still there, because I have their reflections on the previous page. it's in focus there. So just for continuity, I need some reflections here, but they doesn't need to be like very specific, and it's under the balloon. And should I add? Yeah, I'll add a bit of white just to indicate her robes. Even though, should I? Yeah, like that's her, and him just walking past her here somewhere, and I'll add his red again to indicate that it's him. Yeah, that's it. Now just maybe, what should it be? It shouldn't be a little dark. Maybe I'll just put it like this so we see that it's them reflecting, and that's it. Yeah, looks fine. I can't say I like it though. Maybe a bit brighter here. Something here, not too much. I mean, once I shade them, it will look much better. But I don't know. I don't like the background. Maybe I should. Work on it a little bit more. Yeah, it's better. I guess I didn't like this green too much. I mean, there is some green in there, but I don't want too much of it because it just doesn't match with the rest of the scene. Because these two people are pretty monochrome. Like, they're supposed to be like black and white, sepia, and a bit of red, and that's it. So maybe like this is a bit better. Okay, I need to check. I need to check my previous page, which I can't do on iPad because I'll spoil everything. So I'm doing it on my computer. And like, yeah, it matches, yeah. Actually, it matches better than I anticipated. Wow, that's fun. I need a little bit of like this. Maybe. I don't want to make the wall too dark, because that will make the this lady. Well, maybe it's actually kinda good thing. She's a bit in the shadow right now, because, well, the hunter is talking and she's just kind of listening, and so she's not the focus of this page, obviously, and the fact that she's kind of a bit in the shadow is appropriate here. Okay. So I need a bunch of new layers for shading. And it's kind of funny, I was going for a limited palette with this comic because I already did one full color. It was a huge just amount of work and I wanted something easier, and turns out I still have the same habits, I still do things the same, just kinda in a more limited palette, and I need to find some simpler way to do it, because originally I went for limited palette just to make things faster, because like it took me a while to draw the first one, so I don't want to spend as much time on this one. I mean, this one will be shorter somewhat, but not that short, not like super short. So what are we doing here? Yeah, we're shading. Okay, so she is in the shadow more or less, so the light is from behind them, so like this is completely in shadow, and I'll add some more soft shadows once I get there. I usually go first with this more solid brush, just to indicate like sharp shadows, and then I switch to different brush for softer stuff. It's kinda easy to shade her, guess. So this is the pencil. So it's, as you can see, it gives more softer edge. So that's like the probably main difference with my previous comic, that I do more softer shadows here. Like with the first one it was cell shading and gradients, but here I'm more for like painterly stuff. I wouldn't say it realistic because it's still very stylized, but kind of. I think it's too dark, maybe. Yeah, let's soften it up a little bit with this. Yeah, I don't like that. Also, with this chapter, I kinda don't like the fact that I'm using gray for shading. Again, I did it to kind of make it easier to work with limited palette. Like, I'll just slap gray on top of it and go for sepia look and be done, but I don't like it. Just my personal preferences. I don't like gray shadows, even when they're kind of, there is a reason to use them. I just don't like how it looks. I prefer colored shadows. So I guess once I'm done with this chapter, I'll switch to some tinted stuff. Again, I was kind of going for limited palette, and it seemed logical at the time, and it looked, I think, kind of nice in the first chapter, but this this chapter kind of, it has more realistic coloring in terms of well, skin tones at least. Because in the first chapter, like, it was all tinted in turquoise, green and blue, and there wasn't any realistic colors at all, and it looked fine. But here I wanted for a bit of sepia, and I don't like how it looks. But I kind of already did like half chapter, so I need to finish it as it is. And then I'm switching for stylized colors again, for like very unrealistic look. because I don't know, I just don't like how gray colors look in this case. And then again, it's like nothing wrong with them, it's just my personal preference. Okay, so for some reason I'm going for frontal light again, even though he's like not colored, not I don't know. He is lit from behind pretty much. So he should all be in shadow, more or less. All of his face. I don't know how it will look though. We'll try. Again, we'll go for more like soft. I don't know if you can hear, there is a plane taking off. Hope you can't hear it because it's kind of loud. But well, there is a lot of this stuff happening regularly. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure I like this. I will use just textured eraser to kinda make it a bit more clear what's going on his face, and the fact that he is pretty much backlight should be here. I'll do some just for the to show the shape a little bit more, but overall I don't know, like you can see the shape of his face when it's all in the shadows, so I need to add a little bit more definition here. Maybe not this dark though. What's this? That's a light, right? Yep. There was a lot of just texture happening on his face, and yeah, that was from this layer. I guess I'll leave it on his hair just because it looks funny, but other than that, oh yeah, I need to do something with my camera, but not today, I guess. Sorry about that. What's this? Where is this coming from? Like, why? Is it not? What the hell? Is it not colored fully? Where is this speck coming from? I mean, you can see it anyway. It's like I have this habit of working on just too much of a zoom, which normally you shouldn't do because it again just waste your time basically. That I can help myself, and I guess that's the case with a lot of artists, even when you know that like this will be seen as like this, maybe they still work as if someone will just look at it with magnifying glass or something. I mean, I will, but I probably will be the only one who does it. Okay, he looks like a corpse. Also add a bit of more definition to her. Yeah, good thing that he's like all in black, so I don't really need to shade his clothes all that much. Same as her. Just this red elements a little bit. Of course, I'm gonna need to do some highlights on like all the like metal elements, his like belt, and yeah, that's pretty much it. His gun. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to shade his face a little bit. Yep. Small, like here, something like that. Maybe even more. Just to add a bit more definition there. So if you by any chance read my previous comic, you can see how different the coloring is on those two. It's kind of the point. What? Oh. Odd. Okay. So that's for shading. Now I will do a bit of highlights. So dark here. I mean, of course he's like against the backlight and bright sun and stuff, but still he looks like, I don't know, like a zombie or something. And that's why I don't like gray for shadows, especially on the face. Like it's kinda kills it almost. Like really he's like a zombie here. I mean, obviously I'll add highlights and it will kind of improve the situation, but we'll see. So, where to begin? Yeah, I'll start with bigger stuff, I guess. As you can see, I'm on the same layer as the highlights for the frame overall, like these lights. Just because I have limited layer count and I kind of have to do it this way. So this side is kind of lit, but not much, and maybe some on his hair, a little bit here, and well, pretty much it. He's like there's not much light on him. He's kind of standing against the light, not metaphorically. So a bit of highlights. So we see that light is from that direction, and not on his nose, no, too much. Like this part. Here, some on his hair, just maybe his here a little bit. No, actually no, it won't touch. The light won't touch there. Maybe a little bit here, maybe a bit, just a little bit. Oops. So kind of like that, and I want to add a bit of definition for his gloves, so it's not realistic because the light is in the opposite direction, but I mean we have some lights in the room, so that will do, I guess. Bit here, and I also like to add a bit of highlights even in the shaded parts, just for, I don't know, for definition, for some volume, for readability, I guess. It's like, for me, it's easier to like see the face this way. So that's, I guess, my personal preference. And of course, we need to highlight her. Again, since we don't know their names yet in the comic, I am not gonna say. But we'll know soon for the main character, and for her we meet her this Friday. But we won't know her name at all. We will... Oh, actually, it's not mentioned, yeah. So it's a mystery. We don't know what her name is. It doesn't matter all that much. I mean, I know her name, but I won't tell. Haha. So, okay, they're a bit more alive this way. Maybe it was too much. Is this? Yeah, okay, cool. Or maybe I'll also add some his back just for fun. And her arms. No, not here, but like here. Maybe not. I think we're good. So yeah, even with the fact that I changed the style of the comic compared to my previous one, I'm still kinda going with the same steps as before. So still I do separately the line art, then the flats, then all the shading on top of it. I thought maybe I'll do some something differently, but I don't know. It feels like this is more efficient, what's the word, way to do it. Just more effective, I guess. I would like to find something easier, like to do it faster, because it kinda takes quite some time to do. So also this one. Right now I'm just adding like the light effects on their gems, which they have a lot of. I'm not sure if I should, if it's a spoiler or not, talk about the gems. Probably not, actually. It's like, it's not like a secret or something. So, like, they're mostly for decoration. They have some like practical purposes, but they're more like religious symbols than actually so it's not like some magical stuff. They're more symbolic than anything. Like, I don't know if in like some fantasy stuff when you have clerics with actual powers, it's usually they have like a holy symbol or something that kind of links them to their deity or whatever. It's not that, so it's more for meditation stuff. So it's just, it helps these people to focus their mind on the process. It's not like, it doesn't give them any practical advantages, but it helps them to get into the zone more like. And also they like shiny stuff. As you can see, like this lady has a lot of it, and the hunter also has some. There are some of like similar gems that have practical effects, like practical purposes. They will appear way later in the story. I mean, I will foreshadow them somewhat in like the third chapter, and then like later, but not very soon. But like they have their purpose, but whatever they have on them right now is not that important. It's just for shiny stuff. They like it. It's like, I don't know, in like real life religion, you don't need like golden statues in your temples to, I don't know, believe in whatever deity those people believe, but they have the that stuff all over anyway, just because. So yeah. So, am I satisfied with this panel? I think I am. I might go over it later. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to change the background a little bit. Again, I'm like wasting my time on backgrounds, even when I know that like it doesn't matter, nobody looks at it. It's like it's already fine. It conveys the idea. It like it doesn't do anything else. It's like no point. But I'm just doing it for myself, I guess. Actually, yeah, I guess I want more bright highlights on the glass, just so we see that it's the glass, and also I need the bit of frame there, because it's not like a solid one huge triangular piece. It's like it has like several smaller triangles in it, so I need to do that. That's better. I need bigger and not as big though. It's like that. Up. Are they parallel? Not exactly. Yeah, I think it's fine. So now I need yes, I'll do with pencil. We'll go with, so what's the angle here? Eyeline is here. Should I go? No. Guess I'll go here. Like that? No, it's too much. Like that. This one isn't necessary. And this one shouldn't be this obvious. I will do it a little bit more. Oops. Okay, that's... oh. Can I... just a little bit? Yeah, something like that. Again, you can't even see it properly. Like, why am I wasting my time on it? I don't know. Okay, so if we compare finished stuff with unfinished, you can see that it changes a lot, and it didn't took that much time. Well, actually, it took an hour. Yeah, and for what? Like, pfft. Anyway, let's just merge it all and see what we have here. Yeah, this three will be easier because we don't have anything like any details there at all. It's just a wall there and light from the window. So I'll just do some abstract gradients and we'll be done with that, which is good. I also should remove the sketch from here just so it won't annoy me. Yep. Again, I won't spoil what's happening, but well, she said something that he is extremely offended about. And here I will need some special effects for their magic, which is exciting. Love drawing that. Also, I'm thinking maybe I'll do kind of bonus pages after each chapter. Like after the first chapter was this intro speech explaining the world building a little bit about like the shadows and stuff. And I think after the second chapter I'll be doing something about their magic system, which is not magic, by the way. It is miracles. It's not like technically magic. At least they don't consider it magic. They consider it like some divine stuff because they are a religious organization, even though, well, technically it is magic. But in their worldview, they are like well, they're priests, technically. They call themselves clerics. Some of them are priests, like she's a priest, he's not, he's a hunter. But yeah, you can just... Technically what they do is magic. Technically. But they don't call it magic, because they don't like it. I also kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my process in general, how I do these pages and how it compares to my previous comic. Oh boy, it's too much. So just as before, I am preparing my files in Photoshop because it has guides and you can do just precise measurements for like gutters and frame sizes and all that, which is not important, by the way, but for me just, I don't know, I wouldn't call it OCD, but I'm kind of obsessing about it, so maybe a little bit. Yeah, so for me it's important that like every this what's called spacing between the panels are exactly the same, and all the margins are the same. And also I use Photoshop to add text there because well, it's kind of hard to import fonts on iPad, so all the lettering happens in Photoshop. Not that I do much lettering and don't use text like effects, sounds, how you call it. I just don't like how it looks. In general, I don't. I just don't like it. It's again my own thing. Yeah, compared with that background, this just done. Love that. So I need a bit of just background here because she's casting something, so I need some white there. Now we can shade this, guys. So yeah, about process. After I prepare the layout, like the all the white parts between frames and text. I use Dropbox to move it all to my iPad and just start drawing. First it's sketch, which isn't much left of it here. I delete it just so it doesn't sorry, my English doesn't draw too much attention. It doesn't distract me from the whatever is drawn on top of it. And I need to change the music because I ran out of music. Give me a second. Here we go. So yeah, after sketch I do word balloons. I move text a little bit if I like whatever I sketch doesn't fit the text positioning, because like in Photoshop I do like preliminary stuff that according to my thumbnails, which I draw just on paper when I write the script. I look at the thumbnails to place stuff on the page in Photoshop. And then once I actually start drawing the sketch on iPad, I might move text a little bit around to like fit the composition better. Then I have to merge balloons with the overall layout because I need more layers, and it just saves me some layers. And I also put texture over balloons. It's like not that important. So you probably can't even see it here. Yeah, it's probably not very visible. Yeah, it's funny how I can see it on my just on my screen on my iPad, but once it transfers to OBS, it's just all blown into white. But whatever. So this like gutters part doesn't have texture, and this does. Why? Because I just like how it looks. I don't like just flat colors. In general, I try to add texture, just a little noise texture over everything. Some artists do that to imitate paper texture, or they actually use like paper texture on top of whatever digital stuff they do just for this paper feel. I just don't like flat solid colors. Maybe it has the same reasoning behind it, but like I don't it's not about paper all that much, but I just don't like how it looks. It looks very fake, so I guess the reason is the same. It's just I don't associate with it with paper necessarily. I don't know, more organic look. So yeah, the result is the same basically, just to make it a little bit more alive, I guess. So after balloons are done, I go for detail sketch. Again, it's not very visible here, but yeah, I deleted everything. Usually my rough sketch is blue and my detail sketch is red, and while I doing detail sketch I remove the parts of the rough sketch that I'm not using, that I already redrew and stuff, and so sketch is getting deleted during my drawing process, just so it's not as distracting to me. Which, I don't know, on the one hand you can say that it's kind of sad, because sketches also kind of looks nice usually, but well, actually I'm not shading it correctly. She is casting, and stuff she's casting is well, light, so shadows should be outside, on the outside of her palms, not inside, which it normally would be, because they would cast shadows on itself, on themselves, whatever. But in this particular case, the light source is in her hands, like literally, so it should be shaded differently, which is fun. Also, maybe I should change shading on her face. Maybe, I mean, it's like in front of her, so it's like frontal light anyway. I kinda don't like frontal light all that much, because it's boring and like everybody does it all the time. But, well, it matches the composition in this particular case, and I guess makes it easier for me actually. Because frontal light, it's the simplest one, it's like the easiest one to draw, even though it's boring. Yeah, as with both previous streams, sorry for my voice and like coughing occasionally. I'm still not fully recovered after COVID, sadly. This stuff just endless. For some reason I have this speck on her face, I guess. I'll just fix it. Okay. Yes, my flats weren't... flat colors weren't complete. Okay, she... I don't know. Should be in the shadow. Maybe not this intense, it's still white. Again, it will be kind of explained later, but she is the priestess, so as all priests she has white elements on her uniform, and he's the hunter, so he has like red elements, and also she's wearing her robe, and he doesn't. He also has a robe, and we'll see him in it later on, but for now he's like just rocking his jacket without robe. I might also do some bonus page, maybe on some later chapter, explaining different uniforms, because it's kind of fun. Like, why design something and never talk about it, right? Which is funny, with like my first comic, Noosphere, I didn't do any bonus pages for like world building and stuff, because I want just the story to kind of just be self-containing, I guess, just so everything is it just tells everything in the text and not in the some bonus materials. But for this one, it's like it's a secondary world. It has a lot of just fantasy elements, I'd say, so putting it all in some info dumping, like one character tells it to another one for some reason, it's like it's too much. This stuff is kind of assumed that everybody knows, or everybody who should know that, so they don't talk about it, and others don't know about it to talk about it, you know. So I think it makes sense to add bonus pages in this particular story. We'll see. I'll think about it. I might. Okay, let's switch to him for a quick moment. Or I should maybe finish her fully. I don't know. No. And again, with Noosphere, it was very linear in that sense, so I would do all the shadows on all the frames for all the characters in one go, and then switch to like secondary shadows layer, then switch to like highlights, and switch to gradients and stuff. Here I kinda sometimes I just do one character fully and then switch to the other. I also use less layers again. Well, firstly because I don't have that many layers. But like when I was finishing Noosphere, I was mostly working on my iPad, and I was also very limited with my layers. But well, it was one of the reasons why I was doing all page every step. So like all the shadows and like merge, and all the like highlights and merge and stuff. Here I have a bit less layers for characters at least, but still it's more than I would like. I was thinking maybe going like just one layer painterly style and just going on normal all the time, not like multiply and stuff, but it takes longer for me for some reason. Okay, where is he? Where's the light for him? From his right, yeah. So he's like, this front part will be shaded actually. This side will be all in shadow. Maybe I'll do this Rembrandt lighting, so called. Maybe not, we'll see. Yeah, probably will. I just like how it looks. So a lot of texture on his face, but like, I mean, he's old dude, he is supposed to have a lot of texture on his face. He's not like very into skincare or some stuff. And oh, I guess it's a spoiler, so I won't tell what I was going to tell. Yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler. It's like yeah, I'm not gonna comment further. So yeah, I'm kind of jumping all over the place in the what I'm talking about, but I don't know. It's, I guess speaking to yourself is kind of, that's how it goes usually. So about the process, we ended with detailed sketch, right? So oh, I don't like how it looks. I don't know, I probably shouldn't have gone with this layer actually. So after sketch, I sketch like everything, so both characters and background. Background is usually more like more roughly abstractly done, because I'm mostly focusing on like facial expression, gestures, like body language and stuff, and I just need rough background to know the perspective of the shot, and then like I can detail it later, or don't detail, because again nobody looks at them anyway, at backgrounds. So after I have my sketch, I go for inks, and I only ink the characters, so not the background. Sometimes background, but some simpler stuff, and usually foreground, not background, like it's just environment and foreground. Yeah, I will ink on the same layer as characters. Sometimes not. I don't have extra layers to go foreground separately, which I was doing with Nosphere while I was still working on PC and haven't switched to iPad, where, again, limited layers. Oh wow, oh wow, that's extreme. Kind of like it. He looks crazy with this. So yeah. After inks, it's like the simplest but very time-consuming part when I do flat colors. So like whatever you saw in the beginning of the stream, that was flat colors. So like characters colored in like the base colors without like shading and stuff. And it's like, it's the simplest, the absolutely simplest part of the drawing. Like anyone can do that. A lot of artists who have like money, I guess, not much, I guess, because artists don't have much money usually, especially those who work with comics. They hire like people to just do flat colors for them, because like you don't need I mean, you need like basic understanding what it is, how to do it, and maybe some equipment for that, because it's like easier to do on tablet than like with mouse. But well, some people can flat with mouse and just do just fine and be like super fast about it, so it's not like necessary. But well, I flat myself because, well, yeah, it requires money, even though it's like the easiest part. It is very time consuming, very like labor intense, I would say. Like depending on how you do it, it might ruin your hand if you're like not smart about it. And flatting on iPad is pain, because you don't have like normal lasso tool here. It's you kind of have it, but it's not very comfortable, and it can't switch off anti-aliasing, so like a smoothing of the lines. And to do flats most efficiently, you kind of need it. So I'm like an idiot, just coloring inside the lines like a caveman, I guess, just because it's kind of relaxing. But yeah, it takes a lot of time. So if like I'm in a hurry, I would probably do it like differently somehow. Like, because just doing it by hand on iPad, it's like absolutely not something you should do if you're like limited in time. I mean, I kinda can't say I'm like super limited in time. I have my like deadlines, but they aren't like super. Since they are self-imposed, I am realistic about them, so it's not like I can't make it in time. But yeah, ideally I would give it to do to someone else, ideally. But well, this word is not ideal. And after flats, well, whatever I'm doing this stream, that's what happens after flats. So backgrounds and shading. And I would say, since this shading is more like painterly than it was with Noosphere, it takes longer. But I don't know, one layer. Just takes longer because I'm like more all these soft shadows and stuff. It just requires more work, I guess. So like shading Noosphere was like really fast, not like super fast, but like faster than this. This is why I'm not like completely sure I should do it this way. Maybe I should find some easier, faster way, but I kinda like how it looks. Kinda. All this like textures and stuff. Okay, let's go for highlights, I guess. And special effects, which is the best part. Так, let's do light first. I think it's too bright. So yeah, and after I'm done with it, I save it as like just one flat image and send it back to Photoshop. Do some... Basically, I don't need to do much. I translate it in Russian because I still have like readers in Russian. Most of my readers are Russian, so I don't want to like drop it. So I translate it in Russian. I save the file separately for Russian and English version, and that's about it. Like do thumbnails and other promo stuff, and that's about it. So I can't really say which part of it is most time consuming. It depends. Sometimes I have really hard time drawing for some reason. Just I can't see what I'm drawing. Like if you ever read something about like what artists discuss, you probably heard about aphantasia, like the condition when you can't imagine stuff in your head. And usually it presented like it's like either you have it or you don't. In my case, I sometimes have it. Like sometimes I can't see anything. Sometimes I can't see in my head whatever it is in like great detail. And like when I can't see anything, it's really hard to draw because I can't also recognize what I'm drawing. Like I just see lines, but I don't see like what they mean, I guess. So like right now I'm seeing, I'm like understand that this I don't know if you can see it or not, what I'm talking about. Like your like this lines is her hand, but sometimes it's kind of hard to just see it as a whole picture, like not lines separately, but what these lines represent. In this case, this drawing is really hard, but thankfully lately I don't have it. So if I sit to draw, I kind of just draw. It's nice. It's really cool. It's very enjoyable part of the process. So mostly I have most trouble with backgrounds lately. I mean, not lately, always. Just because, as I said in the beginning, it's very technical. It's not exactly creative, because all the creative part you already did when you were just thinking about composition. Once you're done composition, you're just doing just technical stuff that it's boring and like not really engaging, and like. And also, since I'm doing it on very limited amount of layers, a lot of just brain power goes into in what order I should do what and how I should merge stuff, so I have enough layers, and like what to do if I merge too early and I need to change something. It's just very draining. So for example, right now when I'm working only on 2 pages and not like on all 4, and I have twice as many layers, like if I was working on all 4 here, I would already run out several times with this background, for example. Why does he look like a zombie? I mean, I know why. Gray on top of not very saturated sepia is not great for skin tones, obviously. But I kinda have to roll with it just for consistency. Because he's already like that on previous pages. I don't know. It's kinda, you know, sunk cost fallacy, I guess. When you already did like 10 pages with this color and you kinda don't want to, not 10, 14, I guess. Kinda don't want to drop it and change. It's like, I don't know, for me consistency is very important. When I notice it in someone else's work, when they change coloring halfway through the scene, I'm like, why? Even if later part looks better, I would prefer consistency over just changing it halfway. Maybe I'm an idiot, I don't know. Then again, most people won't notice it anyway, so do whatever you like. If you prefer to change halfway down just so you feel better about the end product and just forget the previous pages altogether, that's also fine. I mean, it's just like whatever works for you. My personal preference is consistency, but yeah, it's kinda hard to make it work sometimes if you started not ideally. Will her ring be visible from this angle? I think it would. So I should add it. I don't know why I don't have it. She has like a ring on her finger, so she should. No, the band should be black. Oop. Yeah. Okay. Now what? Now I need other type of highlights. As you can see, I keep doing what I did with Noosphere. I just had this very thin highlights on all edges on everything. And like it's not realistic and stuff, but it makes it easier for me to recognize shapes, and so I do it. It's kind of, it makes them in my eyes more 3D, I guess. Not 3D as in how you adds more volume to it, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Make it pop out a little bit more. Even though I know it's not realistic. I'm not going for realism, as you can see. It's heavily stylized, and just I like it this way. Am I good with this? No. I am not. I need to keep working on this. His face looks a bit flat, and I need it to be more also there is a lot of kind of work with his eyes. He has, it's not really visible here because like he has very wide eyes on this panel, because he's like surprised and like disgusted and shocked and whatever else he's feeling right now. But like here, for example, as you can see, he has very like low this part, whatever you call, like hooded eyelid or whatever. I don't know, it's an interesting feature. I rarely see it drawn in like in comics, even though like a lot of people have it. Like, it's kinda, I thought it would be an interesting character design, but yeah, it's kinda hard to draw. And also it's given that it gives this very sad shape to the eye, like he's always sad, which he isn't. He's always angry. Like here, also it's kind of he looks hurt even though he's angry here, just because this shape reads as like sad eyebrow, even though his eyebrow is here. Like it's just the way it looks. It. I'll make it work. I kind of experimented with it. I think once I drew him like 100 times, I guess I'll arrive to some interesting way to convey this shape. For now, well, it is what it is. So I need some special effects on her magic. Oh boy. So what is she doing? She is doing spoiler, I can't tell what she's doing actually. She is casting something, but I will not tell which it is. Not yet at least, because it's a spoiler. Actually, maybe no. I thought maybe I should do it in a separate layer. I mean, I should if I want to change it. Not yet. The rest will be on separate layer, I guess. I was thinking to put it under the characters, but part of it should be like it is in her palms, basically. So part of it will be over the characters layer and part of it will be under. So it will be a lot of just masking, I guess. Something like this. No, it was too much. Nope. Also should probably add something for her fingernails. Usually I simplified it, it won't be visible anyway, but it kind of bothers me, so I'll add it real quick. Oops. Weird shape. It's just an indication. It's not that important anyway. Now I need, yeah, I'll go separate layer just because. So she is casting, I won't tell what, and it looks, why can't I see it? Ah, it's black, okay, yeah, it shouldn't be black, it should be white. I mean, no, you actually, if you read the first chapter, you already seen this shape. It's a shield. She's casting a shield. It's not a spoiler because you already seen it. You probably couldn't tell because there was 4, I think, different miracles the hunter used. They all have different texture, but it's very subtle. It's not like super visible, and unless you look in very carefully on like effects, you can't tell what it is. But like this circular stuff is, I mean, it's all circular, but like see, this particular thing is a shield. So she is casting a shield. It's like she's not like casting, she's like charging it to cast. Why? It is a spoiler, but it's a second chapter, so it's like it will be revealed kind of soon. In a month or so, I think. a bit more. So yeah. It's not obvious, right? Right. It's not obvious that she's casting something, so we'll make it a bit more defined. Like this, more light just here. Like it's obvious that she's casting something. Is it obvious? I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of visible. Yeah, I think it's visible. We'll add a little bit more texture here, just so we have it. And since she is casting, she should have highlights on her face from it. Right? Right. So a bit of don't like it white. Same with gray shadows. Like, even though her, like, whatever she's casting is white, on her face it should look a bit more warm. Warm. What? How do you pronounce it? It's like several words with the same. It's pronounced pretty much the same, but means so different things. Guess I'll go with this. No, it's too intense. I guess I'll go with like light pink. Yeah, here we go. So like this maybe. So like, and some light in her eyes. Right, and in her jewelry, because she's casting, so she should have more highlights on her jewelry. It's like, again, it's not like she cut through her jewelry, it just it reflects her this situation. I don't like the initial angle. I think this goes from here. Something like that. She also has the one gem here, but it's like it's covered by her hand, so we won't see it. Should we? I don't know. Is it sufficiently lit up? Her face. Can't tell. Maybe not, maybe I need a bit more. Here. Maybe just a small one. No. I kinda like it. Yeah, like this. Like she is casting something. But you can't really tell because the background is also bright, so I should probably darken it a little bit, you know. Need some contrast there, I think. Like this, maybe. He looks terrified. For some reason, he shouldn't be like. He's like shocked and angry. He's not angry, like he's offended. Yeah, I think this light is too intense here, actually. Maybe I will... the light behind her from the window. So it shouldn't be this bright. Just because I want her casting be more more obvious, more visible, more like just in the face. Yeah, I think it's good. And should I make him darker here? Probably should, actually. Let's do that. Maybe it's too much. Like when I edit, he kinda loses the shape, his face, like the volume, the definition. Also, it's too dark. What if... let me try something. I have a lot of layers today, so I can try something different. Well, first of all, different color. Yeah, that's better. Like... that's basically the previous stuff that I was doing. It's basically black shadows. They're just very transparent. Well, this is has different tone, different hue, and it's just looks better. I don't know. I don't like black shadows and gray shadows. They're boring. This is like way more, I don't know, alive. My character. I don't know, should I just switch halfway to different color of shadows? Oh wow, have low battery. Oops. Gladly I have something to fix it. Oops, that was loud, sorry. Now it's better. So now I just need to clean this up a little bit to give him some volume back. Like, is this the right word? Volume, like, right? Like, value, whatever. No, that's too much. Well, I actually wanted Rembrandt lightning here, so like this. It doesn't work. Does it? Again, I'm spending too much time on this stuff that like will be seen for like a second and moved on. That is what annoying about comics. That like you spend so much time just on all these little things and people just glance over and move on, and it's kind of sad. I might as well draw like 7 fingers on his hand and it won't be noticed. Speaking of our AI discourse. Yeah, you know what? I think I will add color shadows halfway. Fuck it. I just like how it looks. And I don't like how gray shadows look. And is it okay to do halfway? No, it's not. It's inconsistent. I'll do it slowly. Just a little bit here, a little bit more next page, a little bit more next page, and like... Are we done? Yeah, I think I don't particularly like the background here, but, well, it's the wall. There's nothing happening there, it's just the wall. So there shouldn't be anything, that's the wall color, so... Actually, I think I need to make him a little bit... his line art a little bit different, because this gray doesn't read on this background, so I will go for white. I'm using alpha lock. This is amazing mod when you keep the transparency. So basically you can just go over anything. It will only affect the whatever you already drawn. You won't draw anything else, you just recolor whatever you already have, which is great. And I use it kinda often. This is better. I should probably do the same here, because it's also not very visible, and it also will make his gesture more obvious, like what he's doing. He's just fixing his hair. That's like what he's doing. Yeah, it reads better. I kinda like it now. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, so the next one. These two are kinda unhinged. I went for very exaggerated expression on both of them. And since it's very different angle, he looks kinda different on them. That's okay. Again, I guess I'll be drawing him off model for like 100 more frames until I land on something consistent. That's fine, it's like normal. This is not parallel, and I need them parallel. That's the scratches that he got from the first chapter. Again, if you read it, then you saw how he got just the clothes of the monster in his face, and that's like the result of it. So yeah. So what do we have here? He's also on the it's just the wall here, so background will be easy to do. Also need to remove the sketch from here, because I'm done here. Actually, oh, I've been streaming for... yeah, that's very slow. It's like 2 hours for 2 frames. Ugh. It's very slow. I need to do something about it. This style of coloring is just too time consuming. I mean, I can probably go just for flat colors. Just this is already readable. Like whatever I will add on top of it, whatever like shading and stuff, it's not like necessary. But I kinda like it. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll stop now. I'm kinda yeah, I'll do the rest maybe off screen, I guess. Maybe I'll figure out how to do it faster, because that is too slow. Anyway, yeah, I think I explained what's the problem with backgrounds. And like the next two pages that I already have in the same stage as this one, so like lines, flat colors and sketch, which already deleted from here because, well, it's not needed. The next two have very complicated background. It's also this this angle, but it will be in focus, so it's not like some blurred stuff that just implies that there's something there. It will be actually like super detailed. I already dread it because, again, it's nobody looks at it for too long, and it will eat a lot of my time, and it pointless basically. But I also want to do it because it looks good, so I'm doing it mostly just for me, I guess. Yeah, I might record it actually. I think it will be interesting. We'll see. That will be very complicated background. I kind of dread doing it. Should I? You know what? Spoiler, I guess. Just a second. I'll show you really quick. So here, if you can see, it's like a very rough sketch. Yeah, you can see it on camera, whatever. You can see it on iPad though. They are standing near the window, and the window just looks outside, but this time the angle is like from the top, so we can see the ground actually. We can see what is outside of it. And in the very beginning of the chapter there is an establishing shot that shows the same location, but from let me show you from where. Basically from oh, you can what the hell, yeah, sorry, it kinda glitched for a moment. From here, like the camera is like here and looks like and that angle. And now we look in the same location, but from inside the location, from the... I mean, you could probably guess it's a temple, since they are clerics. Yeah, so in the beginning of the chapter, we see the temple square, and like this... this is about a bit past the middle, so like it's second half somewhere. We can see the same location from different angle, and yeah, it's a complicated location. It will take me a while to draw. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, probably because there's not much bubbles here, balloons, whatever, like with text. So I have a lot of background still visible. So, I mean, from time to time it's like kind of cool to do detailed background just for yourself to flex that you can. But yeah, on the other hand, nobody will look at it for too long and probably just scroll past it to read whatever's next and not pay attention to whatever is happening outside, because I mean nothing's happening, like it's just the place, like people walking. Maybe I'll add some funny stuff like dog fucking or something, but maybe not. Yeah, so I guess what interesting. I have some glitching happening here. Interesting why. Like, as you can see on camera, iPad works fine, but streaming from iPad for some reason is glitching. I guess Wi-Fi maybe. Anyway, I'm kind of done talking. I'm a bit tired. Oh, spoilers. There. Let me just return to whatever page we done now. It was just 2 frames. I was hoping to do like all 4 for this 2 pages. I already done this, and it is kind of slower than I would hope. And yeah, I guess that's the reason why the updates, like new episodes, will be short, just because I spent so much time on just all this small stuff that won't be even looked at for any significant amount of time. But well, whatever. I like. If ever it will be printed, I'll just look at it on the paper and enjoy that I just can't do that. And also, now that I have fresh eyes from from the other pages, I noticed something that I want to fix real quick. His gem is too dull. It should be a bit more bright, a little bit like this. Hers is fine, like she. Maybe it's too much, actually. Maybe no. No, I don't know. A little bit like this. No, it's too much. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. Thank you for watching. Sorry for like being a bit late today, and sorry for a bit of not very comprehensible talking. I guess it's hard to think lately. Same thing I told last time, so it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I draw my comic. Yeah, read it. Link is somewhere. I don't know. You'll find it. Okay, bye.